So I know this sounds a little bit silly, but I'm actually feeling a bit starstruck right now, and it's not about a person, it's about a tea field, because where I'm standing right now is where my favorite variety of tea of all time is grown.
Here in Wuyishan, a small area in Fujian province, tea runs in people's veins. People drink it, people eat it, people study it, people even celebrate it through dance and song. And today we're going to be learning all about it.
I'm in Wuyishan, and this is rock tea.
Rock tea, or Wuyi Yancha, is a collective name for the oolong teas that come from the Wuyi region, a region with a very unique environment for tea growing.
So you'll notice that the scenery here is very dramatic. We've got a lot of these beautiful and unique rock formations everywhere, all of these rock mountains. And as it turns out, you need rock to make rock tea. The two are inextricably linked. So this is what makes rock tea so special. I mean, rock. So what happens is the moisture, it settles on the side of the rock, it trickles all the way down to the tea fields like you see here, and basically it enriches the tea roots with minerals, which affects its taste. It's also the reason why it's impossible to recreate this tea anywhere else, and even within the region from one tea farm to the next, based on what kind of rock formations you can find there or what the environment is, the same tea may taste very different. So the tea nerd in me is nerding out right now, because in front of us here we have 5 bags of Zhougui. It's a variety of rock tea. It's actually my favorite variety of rock tea. But these 5 bags are actually from different tea fields within Wuyishan.
So basically, these two tea experts will go through a process to determine which tea field and crop has yielded the best tea of them all.
你觉得哪个是最好的？
好，我尝一下哈。我认为这个好一点。
I mean, I don't have the education and knowledge to taste which one is of the best quality, but my palate is able to taste a slight difference between each bowl. It's quite incredible to think that the environment can have such an impact on the taste. And additionally, rock tea is one of the most complicated oolong teas to make. And when you consider that oolong is already the most complicated tea process of all the tea types, it probably won't surprise you to know that the most expensive tea in the world actually comes from this region. So to learn more about this tea, I've come to Bama Tea Industrial Park located here in Wuyishan. They've just opened this beautiful new tea museum. It's called Qiancha Ge, which literally means House of 1,000 Teas.
This place is absolutely gorgeous. I mean, I'm not a really big museum goer, but I'm a big fan of interiors, and I just love how they've done this place. I mean, check this out. They've got tea going all the way to the ceiling, over 2,000 varieties of tea represented here. And I thought I knew quite a lot of teas, but walking around and looking at these boxes here, I'm realizing I know hardly any of them. It takes, hey, I know this one, Bai Hao Yinzhen. But then this one, oh, actually this one I know, Sihu Longjing. I got 2 in a row. This I also know, Huangshen Maofeng. This one I don't. I feel like you could study tea for a lifetime and only learn about 10% at most. They've also got this beautiful glass artwork here, which I've been told represents something called the Wanli Cha Dao, the 10,000-mile tea road. Basically, it starts right here in Wuyishan and it goes all the way to Inner Mongolia, and from Inner Mongolia then spreads to places like Russia and the rest of the world. So Wuyishan is a really, really important place here in Chinese tea culture.
据说世界上有4000多种茶叶。在我们这个展馆呢，就已经汇聚了2188款茶叶。
那为什么2188呢？
因为我们中国人比较喜欢这种有吉利的数字，2188就代表我要发发，就是这个意思。
Today, Xinjie has kindly offered to introduce to me some of the most famous varieties of rock tea grown in Wuyishan.
Today we're going to be trying 3 different varieties of rock tea. We've got Dahongpao, we've got Rougui, we have Shuixian. 区别在哪儿？
我就用女子来表示吧，就是就大红袍呢，它就会像那种大家闺秀哦，然后这个水仙呢，它就会像一种名媛端庄大气。 那这个肉桂呢，就像在战场上哇打仗的女子，穆桂英挂帅这种，梆梆梆，这种很烈女子。
这个是我最喜欢的。
对，这就是那种样子。
First up, we're trying some of our ladylike Da Hongpao.
我们喝茶的时候呢，我教你一个动作，就是像我们的女生端起茶杯，就是用我们的拇指跟食指托住它的2边，然后中指呢可以托住它的底下，就是女生会表现柔美的，是这样，就是很柔美。 个错的啊 ，Yeah。
It's a taste I'm very familiar with because this is, as I mentioned earlier, literally my favorite tea. I drink it almost every day back home. And the reason I like it is because I find it very chocolatey in taste, very rich in aroma, with a slight floral note right at the end, just a little bit of a ping right at the end. And I find that after I finish a meal, I like to have something sweet. And if I'm trying to avoid having too much ice cream or chocolate or cake, I'll reach for a cup of Wu Yi Yan Cha, a bit of rock tea, and it always hits the spot.
Now let's try the others. They may look identical, but as we've learnt, they definitely have their own unique personalities and subtleties. Next up, we're trying our Shui Xian, our debutante with a wide reputation, or whatever that's supposed to mean.
然后是这样子的，对吧？
对，这样女生是这样，男生就是全部给他收进来，
Oh, really?
就是因为大权在握，就是很酷。
I find that really funny because in the West, we also have this kind of saying that if you drink your coffee or your beverages with your pinky out, it's a bit of like a, I don't know, a girly gesture. So I know that guys like to tuck their fingers in when they drink to, I don't know, maintain their manliness or whatever. Anyway, 有点像。And it's more floral and light in taste than the Da Hong Pao was. And from experience, I know that the 肉桂 is going to be very rich and intense. 我们喝一口肉桂吧。
肉桂，对。
This one is our Warrior Woman tea, my personal favorite.
Yeah, 这是我喜欢的味道。It's actually got a very metallic taste, this one. Drinking this, I'm more able to understand, yeah, where that flavor is coming from. 你是从小喝到现在这个无一岩茶是吧？
是的，是的。
你还是喜欢吗？
喜欢啊。
不会喝腻了吗？
No no no， 不会，绝对不会。I like。我们每个人都非常爱，尤其爱自己家的。
刚才在武夷山走一走，我看到每一个商店、每一个家都有茶盘，都在喝武夷岩茶。
对，是的，它不仅是做茶的，家里有这个茶盘，就连是服装、吃饭，甚至是教育都有茶盘。
It seems that here in Wuishan, life happens around a tea table. And as you walk through this area, you can really see it with your own eyes. And I love the sense of community here.
And I feel like this tea culture makes it really easy to make friends here in Wuyishan. Every time you walk past a tea shop, you can go in, have a drink, have a conversation. Even just walking past these tea tables today, a few people already have been like, 喝茶吗?喝茶吗?
喝茶。
不用. I feel like here in Wuyishan, you don't need to say 你好. The greeting of Wuyishan is 喝茶吗? But here in Wuyishan, tea is not just for drinking. I mean, guys, this is where the real video starts. The food. Because here in a city that loves its tea so much, of course, they've found a way to creatively integrate it into the local cuisine. So in this restaurant behind me here, they have some really creative ways of using the local tea to make food. So I saw this place online and I knew I had to give it a go because they make this dish with fish made from Da Hong Pao tea leaves. And they also have all these dishes on the menu that have to do with tea. They've actually got a Hong Pao xiangguo ji, which is just arriving now. Wow, 好香啊. And you can see all of those tea leaves in there. Those are all Da Hong Pao tea leaves.
And this here is the fish dish that I mentioned. Also got a lot of tea leaves in there.
这个辣吗？
辣的，
为什么这里的菜是辣的？
因为武夷山靠近闽北，我们这边人就吃辣的。
I don't know why I have this idea in my head that Fujian cuisine is not spicy at all, because it does make sense. We're in the north of the province right now. We're kind of close to Jiangxi province, and I don't know if you guys remember, but I did go to Jiangxi quite recently, and it definitely is a very spicy place. So I'm really interested to see if our food here today is actually going to be that spicy. You guys know I love a spicy challenge, so let's get this started. So I'm first going to try this fish, and you can see right on top there, there's actually a tea leaf. I'm interested to see what kind of flavor that Da Hong Pao brings to the fish. That is really, really delicious and unique, and actually kind of spicy. That's only medium spice. We ordered zhongla, so they actually can do it spicier. And it's actually kind of spicy. I was not expecting that. But I really like the addition of the tea leaves. It actually adds almost like a basil-y quality to the dish. Very herby quality, slightly bitter. Let's give that a go with rice. It's really spicy. That dish is spicier than a lot of the dishes I've had in Sichuan, Hunan, and even Jiangxi, but don't tell them that. Jiangxi, they're protective over their spice. That's what I've learned. Is Fujian home to the spiciest food in China? I mean, that would be a real underdog. The black horse that no one saw coming. Now I'm keen to try this chicken that has so many tea leaves inside. I mean, you've almost got a bag of tea just in this one dish alone. Oh, It's really good. The chicken is kind of sweet actually, which contrasts really well with the earthiness of these tea leaves. I think that's what I'm realizing the tea adds to these dishes is this earthy quality, a slight herbiness, and yeah, it's also spicy. I think I'm gonna have to explore Fujian more, the spicy side of Fujian more. Mark my words, I will be back. Well, that's going to bring us to the end of today's tea and food adventure. Got both of them in there, so very, very happy about that. And as always, please don't forget to like and comment, and please, please, please subscribe if you've been watching me for a while and still haven't subscribed. This is your chance to do so. Press that red button just there, and it would really mean the world to me. Anyway, I will see you in next week's video. I hope you found today's video interesting. Until next time, bye from Wuyi Shan.